Hello there, you're now with me, Douglas Elliott, for the quarter-hour news update at 5. We begin with the first story. At the seminar on collaboration and prevention of financial crime, the Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, unveiled startling statistics in regard to the notorious MACAU scam. According to him, the MACAU scam tops the list, causing significant financial losses amounting to 13 million ringgit in Sarawak alone. Now, this staggering sum was accumulated from a total of over 246 reported cases, highlighting the extent of the scam's impact on individuals and businesses alike. Ida Moliano with the story.
Good evening, everyone. This is Ida reporting live from Pullman Hotel, where we are witnessing the official opening of the Collaboration and Prevention Seminar on Financial Crime organized by the National Anti-Financial Crime Centre, or NFCC, the Inland Revenue Board, LHDNM, and also Bank Negara Malaysia, BNM. The Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, has just delivered an insightful speech shedding light on the current situation. The statistics from the Royal Malaysia Police (PDRM) revealed that commercial crime cases in Malaysia reached 30,536 in 2022, with losses amounting to 1.73 billion ringgit, compared to 31,490 cases and losses of 2.2 billion ringgit in 2021. While there was a decrease in the number of cases, the total number of arrests rose to 20,252 in 2022 compared to 16,778 in 2021. Notably, online fraud accounted for the largest portion of commercial crimes, comprising 65.6% in 2022 and 65.7% in 2021, with losses increasing to 684.5 million ringgit in 2022 from 560.8 million ringgit in 2021. In Sarawak, the PDRM data highlights 2,461 cases of commercial crimes in 2022, representing 8.3% of the total cases in Malaysia. The losses incurred in Sarawak amounted to 63.7 million ringgit, and there were 1,050 arrests made. Among these cases, the MACAU scam ranked highest, recording losses of 13 million ringgit across 246 cases. Impersonation scams followed closely, with losses of 4.2 million ringgit involving 183 cases, while online job fraud affected 225 cases, resulting in losses of 2.9 million ringgit. These statistics emphasize that residents of Sarawak, along with the entire country, face similar risks of financial crimes. To effectively combat these threats, it is crucial to implement more efficient strategies, approaches, and action plans aimed at curbing the prevalence of such crimes. That's all from me for now. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Ida, with the update. Now, a teenager was arrested following a fiasco at a kindergarten in Tanjung Manis on Tuesday. Sarawak Police Chief Superintendent Awang Arfian Awang Bujang said the incident took place at around 8:15 a.m. when the 17-year-old teenager tried to force his way into the building, causing damages to the property in Kampung Rajang. Thankfully, the valiant act of a female teacher prevented potential harm to 9 children aged between 4 to 5 years old who were in the classroom at the time. Unfortunately, the 36-year-old teacher sustained injuries to her hands, legs, as well as body. The suspect from Belawai is believed to have been under the influence of drugs at the time of the incident, and he is currently being remanded at Sarawak Court. The case is now being investigated under Section 427 of the Penal Code for mischief and Section 323 of the same code for causing harm. Meanwhile, police in SIMUNJAN are conducting a manhunt for a masked robber who targeted a convenience store on Monday. The incident, which was caught on CCTV, quickly went viral over on social media, where the 25-second video clip shows the suspect brandishing a long object and demanding cash from the cashier before fleeing with the money. SIMUNJAN Police Chief DSP Wong T. Kwe said a report was filed around 7:30 p.m. and the store reported losses of around 150 ringgit. The suspect, known as Zico, is believed to be in his late 30s and has a history of criminal records. Despite a recent raid on his residence, he remains at large and is suspected to be a drug abuser desperate for money. Armed robbery is a serious offence, punishable by up to 14 years in prison and whipping, in accordance with the Section 392 and 397 of the Penal Code. A 63-year-old retired teacher in Kuching was the latest victim to a phone scam, losing 740,000 ringgit. In a statement, Sarawak Police Commissioner Datuk Muhammad Azman Ahmad Sapri said the victim received a call from an individual posing as Inspector Khoo from the Royal Malaysia Police (PDRM), claiming that she was involved in money laundering. According to Azman, the distressed victim complied with opening 2 separate bank accounts at a local branch in Kuching on May 12th of this year. Subsequently, she transferred an amount of 369,525 ringgit and 369,545 ringgit from both her personal savings as well as her husband's savings to the newly created account. The victim only realized she was deceived after finding out that several transactions amounting to 739,000 ringgit had been made from both new accounts. As a reminder, Azman advised the public against entertaining calls from unknown numbers. And in today's Parliament's update, the government will take action against any individuals, including Malaysians, who conspired with the Sulu claimants. And this was affirmed by Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim in today's evening session of the August House. Meanwhile, 13 out of the 22 One Malaysia People's Housing Programme or PRIMA projects are deemed sick. Now, with more details, our reporter Shira Abang Mansor in Kuala Lumpur have more.
Thank you, Kuching. Hello there from the other side. I'm Shira Abang Mansor reporting live from the Parliament building, Kuala Lumpur. So in regards to the Sulu claimants, Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim was explaining on the claim of the 8 Filipinos who claim to be the heirs of the Sultan of Sulu against Malaysian governments. And Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim was firm, saying that the government will not hesitate to take any action against any party, including Malaysian citizens who provide any support, assistance or collusion with the group's claimants. And he also said that the PDRM has started an investigation against Sulu prosecutors, arbitrators, lawyers and other related parties under the Penal Code Section 124K for the offence of sabotage. Here's the VT.
Kerajaan juga akan membuat bantahan terhadap sebarang bentuk pembiayaan oleh pihak ketiga, third party litigation funders, yang menyokong penyalahgunaan proses yang telah dimulakan oleh pihak yang membuat tuntutan. Kerajaan ingin menegaskan bahawa semua award yang dikeluarkan oleh Regulator setempat telah melanggar prinsip polisi awam antarabangsa, international public policy, kerana ia melibatkan pelanggaran prinsip dengan izin diplomatic immunity, jurisdictional immunity and sovereignty.
While in regards to the 13 PRIMA projects that are categorized as sick project, Deputy Minister of Local Housing and Development Akmal Nasrullah Nasir said the ministry will make sure these sick projects will be completed by the end of 2024. While for the 22 PRIMA projects which are currently under construction, these projects are among the 86 projects nationwide, and this was detailed by him during the Q&A session earlier today. Let's take a look.
Daripada 86 projek tersebut, sebanyak 54 projek sebenarnya telah siap dibina, 22 projek sekarang ini dalam proses pembinaan dan 10 lagi dalam perancangan. Sebanyak 2 projek telah siap dibina dan telah menerima CCC namun masih dalam proses pemeriksaan dan pembaikan kecacatan bangunan sebelum unit kediaman dapat diserahkan kepada pembeli.
And that will be all from me, Shira Abang Mansur and Zaim Zarfan for TVS Kuala Lumpur. Back to studio.
Thank you, Shira, with the update from Kuala Lumpur. Now, back home, Spain is interested in working with Sarawak in the sector of technology development. According to Spanish ambassador to Malaysia, His Excellency Jose Luis Pardo Cuerdo, the country is keen to collaborate with the Sarawak government in areas which include renewable energy, smart cities, artificial intelligence, as well as culture, tourism, agriculture, and more. Earlier, Jose Luis paid a courtesy visit to the Premier, Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, at his office in Wisma Bapa, Malaysia on Wednesday. He was also accompanied by the head of the Economic and Commercial Council at the Embassy of Spain in Malaysia, Ines Perez Durantes Bayona. Now, in world affairs, former U.S. President Donald Trump is optimistic after he pleaded not guilty at a court in Miami on Tuesday to federal criminal charges that he unlawfully kept national security documents when he left office and lied to officials who sought to recover them. After the hearing, Trump told supporters that the United States government was rigged, corrupt, and in decline.
I think it's going great. I think it's a rigged deal here. We have a rigged country. We have a country that's corrupt. We have a country that's got no borders. We have a country that's got nothing but problems. We're a nation in decline. And then they do this stuff. And you see where the people are. We love the people. And you see where they are. You see the crowds and everything else. We have a country that is in decline like never before. And we can't let it happen. I'm going to make a little speech tonight in Bedminster, and I hope you're going to be there. Can you start tomorrow? I hope you're going to be there. You can come too if you want.
Trump's plea entered before U.S. Magistrate Judge Jonathan Goodman in a federal court in Miami sets up a legal battle likely to play out over coming months as he campaigns to win back the presidency in a November 2024 election. Experts say it could be a year or more before a trial takes place. The former president and the favorite to fight next year's election for the Republicans gave himself up to U.S. Marshals in Miami for a hearing that set up the unprecedented scenario of a White House race litigated from the courtroom as well as at the ballot box. On the eve of his 77th birthday, Trump appeared before a magistrate judge to be formally presented with 37 counts under 7 charges brought by a special counsel probe that opened after an FBI raid of his Florida mansion 10 months ago.
British police said a 31-year-old man had been arrested in Nottingham, England, after 3 people were found dead. In a statement, 2 individuals were found dead on one road in the centre of the city just about 4 a.m. before officers were alerted to another incident close by, where the driver of a van had tried to run over 3 people who were later taken to hospital.
Another man was also found dead on a road just outside the city centre. No indication was given of motive, but the police statement made no mention of counter-terrorism officers being involved. Local broadcast station footage showed main roads cordoned off by blue and white police tape and officers looking relatively calm. National Interagency Liaison Officers, which coordinate the response from police, ambulance and fire service, were also on the scene. Nottinghamshire Police said on Twitter shortly after 8 a.m. that 6 roads were closed and it would provide further updates in due course. The city's tram network said it had suspended operations until further notice due to the incident.
And that's the quarter hour news at 5. I'm Dr. Khalid. Thank you for watching.